Hey guys, it's Amy again. I'm back today with a Pilates-inspired stretching routine here in the beautiful Jobson's Cove, Bermuda. Hope you enjoy this one. It's going to be about 20 minutes, so grab your water, grab your mat, and let's go. We're going to start today off at the top of our mats, feet about hip width, standing up nice and tall, good posture, and inhale, arms up to the sky, exhale down, inhale up, opening through the chest, exhale down. Repeat here, use this time to sync with your breath as it will help you throughout the rest of the routine. And now from here, we're going to take our arms wide, shoulder blades down and back into cactus pose. And then reach up again, inhale to the sky, exhale cactus arms. A few more of these. Really fill your lungs with breath every time you reach your fingers up to the sky. Let your arms rest by your side as you take some shoulder rolls, first to the back, and then reverse direction, taking your shoulders forward, really deep. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades together as you bring them forward. Once more, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, roll forward, down into forward fold. Pause for a moment and inhale, arms back up to the sky. Again, rolling down into forward fold and rolling back up to standing. A few more of these. This is dynamic stretching at its best. Exhale, roll forward into forward fold. And from here, clasp your elbows in each hand and take a gentle rock side to side, letting the weight of your upper body deepen the stretch. You should be feeling this in your hamstrings. Nice and slow, a few more rocks side to side, and then settle back to center. Releasing, place your hands on the mat, and we're going to alternate flat back into forward fold. Inhale, using your fingertips, slide your shoulders down and back, and then exhale, fold into forward fold. Inhale, and exhale. Slow and steady, visualize your shoulder blades, visualize the length between your shoulder blades and your neck. And last one here. Coming into center, I want you to clasp your hands behind you into a mudra stretch here. Again, very deep through the hamstrings, and you can take a gentle rock from side to side. This is great for the shoulders, great for your flexibility. Final breath here, and release your hands down to the mat and walk forward into a downward facing dog. Take a moment here just to get comfortable. You can pedal your feet, maybe roll your ankles. Find a comfortable stance, find your breath. Our next motion here is going to be the plank wave. So what we're going to do is we're going to push forward from downward facing dog into a plank position, making a wave with our body. You might want to watch this one first. So on the inhale, you're going to push forward, feeling every vertebrae move individually, and then push back on the exhale. Inhale forward, exhale back. Your core should be very, very tight, very strong, your hands pressing the ground away. Shoot for adding a little bit of a pause in plank position and giving your abs an extra squeeze at that point. And really press back through the heels when you come back on the exhale. And final one here. Inhale forward into plank position and hold for a moment. Feeling the strength, feeling the core power. Let's add a gentle rock back and forward staying up nice and strong on your toes. Try to keep your butt down as much as possible here. Inhale forward, exhale back. Feel the burn in your shoulders. Find your plank again, and then we're going to press forward and lower down, pressing your body up into upward facing dog, or if you like, you can take your feet up off the ground like I'm doing here. Pausing for a moment and then pressing back into downward facing dog. We're going to do that 2 more times. So press forward into plank, lower down chaturanga, pressing the body up and upward facing dog, pausing for a moment and pressing back down into downward facing dog. Inhale forward, exhale, slowly lower down chaturanga, and then lift your body up, chest open to the sky. From here, we're going to take a twist. So extend that right leg and cross it up and over the left one, keeping it extended. You can place it on the ground or keep it hovered over the ground for a little bit more challenge. This is not only a great back stretch, it's also a challenging move for your arms to keep your upper body lifted throughout this whole movement. And if you can, try to sync your breath. Inhale center, exhale twist. And you can look up and over that back shoulder for even more of a stretch. Returning to center now, cobra, squeezing through the butt to protect the back, and lowering down your upper body, we're gonna place our heads on our hands and prepare for a single leg kick. So starting with the right leg, I want you to point, flex, and lower. And then switch legs, point, flex, lower. Your breathing should be exhale, exhale, inhale down. Exhale, exhale, inhale down. And this will prepare us for our next exercise, which will be double leg kick. So a few more of these here. Releasing both legs down to the mat. This time we're going to kick with both feet. Our rhythm will be point, flex, and then releasing, pulling our arms behind us and lengthening through the upper body, head pointing away from toes. Again, you might want to watch this one first. This is a great move for your back extensors. On the inhale, focus on lengthening from the top of your head. Don't worry so much about the vertical distance that you can get up off the mat, and always make sure you're squeezing your butt at the top of the motion to protect the lower back from injury and strain. Finishing up your last one here, we're going to take a breaststroke. So reach your hands long, open your legs, and just like you were swimming, bring your arms down to your sides and close your legs. Really, the goal here is to be as long as possible. Imagine someone is pulling your head and your feet away from each other. And again, don't worry so much about the vertical distance from the mat. Just try to stay as lifted as you can, and don't forget to squeeze your butt, always. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back, slow and steady here. And releasing back down to the mat, pressing backward onto your heels into a child's pose. Try to sit as far down and back on your heels as you can. If you're not able to sit, just work on getting a little lower with each breath. Reach your hands out in front of you and make sure you keep your shoulders down and back. Last breath, and we're going to push forward onto an all fours position and take a cat-cow stretch. Inhale, looking down toward the mat, curving your back up toward the sky, and then exhale, reversing directions and looking up toward the sky, hollowing out your back. And we're just going to alternate here, back and forth at your own pace. Try to visualize in your mind the movement that you want to accomplish, and your body will be able to do it. Inhale down, exhale up. And last one. I want you to find your neutral back position. Shoulder blades down and back, hands pressing away from the mat, and from here extend your right leg and your left arm, stretching them away from each other. maintaining that core strength. And I want you to just hold here. Be careful not to rock too far to one side. Try to keep your hips level and facing forward. And releasing down, we're going to repeat on the other side, extending the left leg and right arm. Lift that leg only as high as you can. Don't worry about the vertical distance, just remember to lengthen. On every exhale, try to be a little longer than before. A few more breaths. And releasing down. From here, tucking the toes under and coming back into a downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet a little bit, finding our place. And widening our stance a bit, we're going to take our right leg up to the sky as far as you can. It does not have to be as far as I have mine. You can also keep your leg bent if that's easier. Take a few breaths here, and we're going to step that foot forward into a high lunge. Use your core to raise yourself up into a warrior one position, hands interlaced and reaching up toward the sky. Pressing forward through the hips, opening through the chest, and taking a few moments here to breathe. Inhale, and then on the exhale, rotate that back foot and come into a warrior two. Reaching your fingertips long, press forward through the front hip and look out long over your fingertips. I like to add just a little bit of a pulse here as an added challenge. And now take your right hand and place it on the mat, gently, fingertips only, and reach that left arm up and over. If you can, turn your gaze up to the sky, and that will help you keep your chest open and lifted. And from here, we're going to take a few windmills with that top left arm, just circling the fingers in a big circle, and try to follow your fingertips with your gaze. And last one, placing your hands on the mat, rotating your back foot now into a forward position and coming into pyramid pose. Feel free to keep the front leg bent ever so slightly if this is too much of a stretch. It can be quite intense. And from here, just breathe. Lifting and stepping back with that right foot, coming into plank for a moment, holding, pressing forward, lowering chaturanga, and pressing into upward facing dog. And back again into downward facing dog. We're going to repeat it on the other side. So left leg up, three-legged downward facing dog. Try to adjust your hips so that they are as square and as level towards the front of the mat as possible. And when you're ready, on the inhale, step forward with that left leg, coming into high lunge. Lifting the upper body, clasping the hands into crescent lunge, warrior one. Pulsing if you'd like. On the inhale, I want you to rotate your back foot, coming into warrior two, arms parallel with the ground, fingertips reaching forward, hinging with that front hip, really trying to press forward as you look long along your fingertips. And then placing that left hand on the ground, reaching your right arm up and over. Gaze towards the sky, keep your upper body lifted, don't fall forward. And a few breaths here. Taking that right arm into a windmill, looking long, keeping our gaze on our fingertips the whole time as we circle. Deep circle. Final one, hands to the mat, rotating your back foot and lengthening that front leg if you can. Enjoying the stretch, pressing backward with that back heel. And And flat back, prepare to step that left leg back into plank. A moment here in plank. And then slowly lower into hover, squeezing through the arms as you press up into upward facing dog and back into downward facing dog. We're going to jump forward, jump or walk, and come into a chair pose. Try to drive your butt down toward the ground as you stay lifted through the chest, arms raising up toward the sky, gaze out in front of you. And just holding here for a few breaths. Bring your palms together for a twist, locking your elbow over your knee and looking up and over that back shoulder, and then reaching high and switching over to the other side. We're just going to alternate back and forth here. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. Inhale, center, and exhale, twist to the other side. Don't cheat. Try to stay as close to the ground with your butt as you can. Your legs should be burning. Just a couple more, I promise. You got this. And reaching your hands high, allowing yourself to come up into a standing position and then fold forward into forward fold for a well-deserved hamstring stretch. And just take a second here. You can pedal your feet. We're going to do 2 alternating flat backs to forward folds, so placing your fingertips on the mat, flat back, and exhale, forward fold again, once more, flat back, and forward fold, and from here either step or jump back into plank again. Find your plank, nice and strong, lowering down, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Step or jump forward and then make your way down onto your butt. We're going to take some seated forward folds first, sitting up nice and tall. Stretch your legs out long in front of you, and on the inhale, raise your arms up to the sky, and exhale, swooping them forward, trying to touch your toes. And inhale, sitting up tall again. We're just going to alternate here, back and forth, using the breath to sync your movement. Try to reach a little further each time. And now this time, instead of coming up all the way, I want you to just come into a flat back, forward fold, and then release again. And then flat back, and release. Inhaling up, and exhaling, release. When you're ready, make your way down onto your back. We're going to do a few quick leg stretches here. First, taking our right leg, knee to chest, taking a few ankle rolls here. Try to keep your left leg on the ground. If you have to bend your knee, that's fine, but your goal here is to have your left leg straight. And when you're ready, take your right leg, and I want you to also straighten your right leg. Pull only as far as is challenging. You can grab your ankle, you can grab your shin. Try not to grab your knee though, just to prevent injury. And like I'm doing, you can lift your upper body off the mat or keep it on the ground. The way I'm doing it's just a little bit more core challenge. And we're going to gently guide that right leg down onto the ground, keeping it long, or if it's bent, that's fine. And then gently guide that leg, and we're going to take it up and over the left one this time. This time extending your right hand and looking out over your right fingertips for a spinal twist. This one's great for stretching the back muscles, for lengthening and relaxing the spine. And when you're ready, bringing that leg back up to vertical, and we're going to switch over, bringing our left knee into our chest, hugging it there for a moment, taking some ankle rolls back and forth. And then from here, lengthening that left leg up toward the sky, grabbing wherever is comfortable. Remember to try to keep the right leg on the ground, hips square. And then we're going to open the left leg out to the left side. gently bringing it down to the ground and looking out over the right fingertips. Last breath, and then we'll take that left leg, passing it over to the other hand, and then this time looking out over the left fingertips for a spinal twist. Awesome. Bring that leg back to center. Get the sand out of all your crevices. Take your legs up to the sky, and from here we're going to lift into a shoulder stand. If this is too difficult, just stay with your legs lifted up toward the sky and work on your flexibility there. Otherwise, we're going to take a scissors in shoulder stand. So just alternating, drop one leg, touching the ground with the toes, and then lifting it back up to vertical before switching legs again. Use your core to support your body. Don't just rely on your hands being on your back. Try to use very slow and controlled movements here, but as you can see, I was wobbling all over the place, and that's okay. Also, maybe not the smartest move to do with sandy legs, huh? Whoops. Anyway, we've got a few more of these. Stay strong, stay lifted. Hold for a few moments here in vertical. You'll see I tried to take my hands away from my back. I'm nowhere near as vertical as you should be in this position, but I attempted it. And rolling back down with control. Bending your knees 90 degrees and taking your legs out to the side, gently pressing down on the bottoms of your feet for happy baby pose. Adding a gentle rock side to side. Squinting up at the sun as it blares down on you. And come up into a half boat pose. You can either hold here, that's fine. Or if you like, you can try to grab the bottom of your feet and come into a full boat pose. This one's extremely challenging for balance. Make sure you squeeze your core really, really tight. And if you like, you can try to bring your head even closer to your knees. It's the ultimate challenge to see how close you can get your nose to your knees. Releasing down, coming into a butterfly pose, bottoms of the feet together, pressing your knees down toward the mat with your elbows, sitting up tall. Take a few rolls of the neck, side to side, back and forth, and just focus on your breath here. Taking a twist, I want you to place your left hand on your right knee and your right hand behind you, looking up and over that back right shoulder. And then coming into the other side. And releasing back to center, folding forward over your butterfly legs. Trying to get your upper body down toward the mat as much as you can. Deep breath in and out, and rolling up to a seated position, taking your legs wide and coming into a straddle stretch as wide as you can while still keeping your legs on the ground. When you're ready, hinge your upper body forward ever so slightly. Don't try to come down onto the ground quite yet. Just stay lifted, head reaching long in front of you. Slowly roll up to a seated position, one vertebrae at a time, and then we're going to take a bend to the right, placing our right arm on our right leg and reaching our left arm up and over, enjoying a nice stretch all along the side of your body. And from here, sitting back tall again. We're going to repeat on the other side, reaching that right arm up and over and trying to touch your toes, your shin, wherever you're at. Last breath here, sitting up tall, and now this time we are going to try to reach the ground, so I want you to walk your hands forward in your straddle stretch, and breathe deeply. The only way you're going to get more flexible is if you push yourself past that point, and only you will know where that point is. But trust me, I was at that point right now. Awesome, great job. Walk your hands back and gently peel yourself up off the ground. Coming into a seated position, and we are done. I really hope you enjoyed these Pilates-inspired stretches, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.